Hello, everyone, and welcome to English 112, Composition 2. I am your professor. My name is Heather Hill, and you can call me Dr. Hill or Professor Hill. Either one is fine. Hopefully, we will have a great term. 7 weeks isn't very long, so we'll try to get through as much as we can in 7 weeks, and hopefully you learn some good stuff that is going to be useful to you. So in this video, I'm just going to go over how we're going to use the Canvas page and then go through the syllabus so that you kind of get an idea of what we're going to be doing this term and how things are going to go. And hopefully there will be no confusion. But of course, if there is any confusion, obviously you just send me an email and I will try to clear that up for you. So I am going to just really quickly share my screen here and then show you the Canvas page, and then we will go on to the syllabus. So most of you, since this is Composition 2, I hope maybe that you have already taken Composition 1 with us. If you have not, or you took it somewhere else, or you brought in dual credit or transferred from somewhere else, then maybe you don't know as much about how to use the Canvas page. That's totally fine. That's why I'm doing this intro for you. If you did take Composition 1 from us and are completely familiar with how Canvas works, I'm just going to show you basically how I use it, because every teacher, of course, uses it a little bit differently than other teachers. So I just want to make sure that you can figure things out. I try to keep it as simple and easy as possible, so you're not ever like confused about like where things are or what you're supposed to be doing or anything like that. So once you have logged into Canvas, you will be on this page. If you don't know how to log into Canvas yet, I can't help you with that information. I don't know anything about your login or anything like that. So you will have to like talk to your advisor, or I was going to say the registrar, but I think that the advisor, whoever your advisor is going to be able to help you do that. So once you've logged in, you just click on our course and that will open the class. Right now, currently, there's not anything in here yet. But I will, of course, fill this all up before we get to the first day of class. I'm making this video like a full month in advance of when class is about to start. So I haven't filled this out yet. But as you can see, as I scroll down, it's just by week 1, 2, 3, 4, etc., all the way down to week 7. And I that's what I mean by keeping it simple. Everything is just listed by week. Every week there will be a video to watch, and they'll be short. It'll just be me talking about some stuff. There'll be a video, there will be a reading, there will be an assignment, either a discussion, a summary of the reading, or a paper due. So every week you will have one video to watch, one reading to do, and one writing assignment of some sort. That might be a discussion post. It might be a summary of the reading, or it might be one of your major papers that you're going to be writing. So, but it's very easy. You will see them posted right there under week 1. This, obviously, you saw this video under week 1. The reading should be listed there now. You can probably see that right now, and all of that. Mostly, you won't actually have to navigate out of this front page at all. All the assignments will be listed there, all of that as well. So that should make it really easy. But if you want to see all the assignments, you will click here, of course, or that's announcements. I'm sorry. Assignments would be here. Of course, so far I have not put them in, but at the point that you're watching this video, they will all be there. So you will be able to see all of that by clicking on that. I should have started with announcements, because I will use the announcements a lot. Even when I do face-to-face classes, I use the announcements a lot. But especially in an online class, that is my main way of giving you information, is through the announcements. So just make sure you're checking in quite often, and you're always looking to see if there are new announcements, because I really will use the announcements a lot. Under discussions, that's where you will see the discussion posts or discussion questions that you have to respond to. But as I said, those will all be on the front page too. So you will see right here if there's a discussion for that week. You will know that. You can see the grades here. Obviously, your grades will show there. Obviously, nobody's grades are, there are no grades yet. People, if you click on people, you can see the entire class list, including myself. So you can see all the people that have checked in here already. You can also, as I said, I am on here too. Where is my name? Right there. You can email me through Canvas by clicking on this. However, I have often had trouble with Canvas not giving me a notification that someone has emailed me. And even when I open Canvas, it doesn't show that I have an email. So it's more reliable to just email straight to me at my email address from your email. And my email is super easy to remember. It's just hhill, HHILL, so hhill at nwmissouri.edu. So easy to remember. So you can send messages through here, and that's fine. But just remember that if you don't get a message back right away, it might be because I never got it. So just keep that in mind. The rest of this, we're not going to use any of this. The syllabus will be listed under syllabus, but as you will hopefully see when you're watching this, the syllabus is already on the front page. You can see it there too. The only other thing that we will use on this is at the very bottom. Oh, it doesn't even show it yet. So once we get to the end of the course and the course evaluations are available, that will show up somewhere right here near the bottom. So that's the other thing we'll use. But mostly you'll just stay at the top. So really simple. I mean, like everything you should need will be on the front page except for to click on your grade. And that's about it. So I try to make it as simple to follow as possible. So you shouldn't have any problems figuring out where things are or what you're supposed to do. Just remember, you watch the video, you do the reading, and then you do the writing assignment, whether that's a discussion, a summary, or a paper draft. All right, I'm going to bring up the course syllabus and go through some things on here. So as I mentioned, my email address, really easy, hhill@nwmissouri.edu. I answer emails very often. If you email me during the middle of the day, you will probably get an answer. Well, okay, let me take that back. Usually I would answer you within just a couple of hours, but I am actually working at a camp this summer. So during part of this class, I will be teaching horse riding lessons for most of the day. And so if you email me at like 1 p.m., I may not get it until later in the evening, like after dinner. So usually I'm pretty quick though. And unless you email me at like 10 or 11 p.m., then you might not get an answer till the next day. But most of the time, if you email me in the morning, I will probably answer you at lunch. If you email me in the afternoon, I'll answer you at dinner or after dinner. But either way, if you haven't heard from me in several days, as I said before, it probably means I didn't get it. Something weird happened, because I will definitely answer you within like 24 hours at the absolute most. So just remember that. I mean, send me another one if you don't get an answer within 24 hours, because I am very good at answering my email right away. So it's a great way to get a hold of me if you have questions about anything or anything like that. The phone number listed here, that's my office phone, and I will not be in the office this summer. So email is the best way to get a hold of me. For office hours, I'm not going to necessarily hold specific times for office hours, but I'm available every evening. So that's like after like 6-ish. Anytime in the evening, I can meet with you on Zoom if you want to talk about a paper you're working on, or just have questions about something. If you feel like a face-to-face talk would be more helpful than just sending me an email, absolutely, I will get on Zoom with you and we will talk about that, and I will do my best to help you out. All right, so I'm just gonna skim some of this. Most of this stuff is just kind of stuff that we're required to put on the syllabus. If you took Composition 1 from us, or if this is not your first term with us, you will have seen a lot of this stuff already. So we're not going to use the textbook for this class. If you got the textbook, it might be useful to you, but all the readings we're going to do are going to be PDFs that are posted on Canvas. So you don't need to get the textbook. Yeah, because we're just not going to use it. So yeah, if you did get the textbook, look through it, see if there's something maybe useful to you, but we won't use it in this class. This is the course description that's listed in the catalog. So this is the official course description. Study and practice of writing as a form of engagement in public and personal context. So you may have noticed that this class is called Composition 2, Writing as Engagement. And you might have been like, what the heck does that mean? Most people are, because honestly, some of the faculty don't even know what that means. They're like, what the heck does that mean? So this is kind of what we mean. Writing as a form of engagement in public and personal context. So composition 1 was all about writing for academic context. You should have done a lot of research type writing, writing for an academic audience. In this class, we're going to look towards a wider audience. We're going to look at professional audiences and those kinds of things. So it's engaging in communities and writing to help you engage in those communities outside of the academic community. Anyway, so it says it builds on skills practiced in English 111, academic rhetoric, argument, research, and documentation, while broadening the context in which these skills are used. So we're broadening that out to other audiences and other contexts. Students will complete an extensive writing project, which may incorporate various forms of writing and other media. Okay. So the core outcomes, these are just the outcomes that from the Northwest core that this class works on. Assessment method, completion of the outcomes and competencies will be determined through assessment of individual writing projects as described in the graded course requirements, etc. This is all just regular stuff that you're used to. Reading discussions, small group work, in-class exercises, and short lectures. Well, of course, I didn't update this from when this was a in-person class, this part. We're not going to be doing small group stuff. We're never going to be like all together on a Zoom or anything like that. So the short lectures are going to be the videos that I will post, and then there will be some reading discussions. So those are the things you're going to be doing. So in terms of grading, most of the grading in this class is basically credit, no credit. So as long as you fulfill the requirements, you will get full points. Although partial credit is given for fulfilling some of the requirements, but not all. So for example, if you write 4 pages when it was supposed to be 5 pages, then you might get partial credit. So you might get a point off for that. So, but as long as your paper is on the right topic, is the correct length, has the right number of sources, and other sorts of like really objective things like that. Like the requirement is that you have 4 pages and 4 sources. You're going and you write on the correct topic, that you're going to get full points. So you're not being graded necessarily on the on whether you're a really outstanding writer or not. We're grading you more on the effort that you put into it. So it's really just do the work and you will get the grade. I personally do not feel that. So here's the thing. A lot of people struggle with writing. Writing is hard for them. They don't like to write. They don't want to have to take a class like this. I understand that. And I don't feel like those people should have their grade seriously ruined simply because writing is more difficult for them, or they struggle with writing, or writing is not their cup of tea, however you want to say that. So some people really struggle with writing. Writing is hard. It takes them forever to finish a paper. And even then, the quality is not great, but they've worked really hard and they've done their best. And if that's you, I want you to get an A. Simple as that. I want you to get an A. I want everyone to get an A. Really, I really do. And I make it as easy as possible for everyone to get an A. It doesn't mean that it's not hard work and you don't have to still do the work and that you just get like a free ride to do whatever you want. But if you put in the work, you're going to get full points. So that's pretty much how the grading works. So participation is still kind of the same. I mean, kind of is what makes or breaks you in this class. And I should have updated this from when it was before the class actually starts, which is, as I said, a month from now, from when I'm making this video. I will update some of this stuff that I forgot that I didn't realize I hadn't updated from last time I taught this class face to face. So participation in this class, participation is really going to be whether or not you have logged into Canvas, whether you're doing the assignments, the assignments, but also the discussion posts and things like that. So every reading has either a summary or a discussion post. So it's going to be clear to me whether you have done the reading or not. So if you're writing a discussion post and you're completely off the mark on what the text was about, then I can tell that you didn't actually do the reading. Or if you summarize it and you're completely off the mark, like that's not at all what it was about, actually, then again, I'm going to know you didn't do the reading, right? So those are the things that are going to make it clear to me that you have done the reading. Also, when there is a discussion post, there's often going to be like, you do your discussion and then you need to respond to several of your classmates' discussions. And if you're not doing the discussions, you're not responding to them, or like there's a required amount of words for the response and you only give half of the words, something like that. If you're just not, like, you're just sort of half-assing it, as they say, if that's what you're doing, then you're going to get marked down on your participation. If you're turning your papers in late without asking for an extension, those kinds of things will also drop your participation. So just keep that in mind. So I'm going to skip some of this because I will get back to it later. Because some of this is, anyway, I'll come back to this later. There will be several writing projects. They will be working toward, basically what your writing projects are going to be is working on figuring out the kind of writing that is done in your career path. So whatever career you're working towards, you're going to be investigating what kinds of writing is done in that career, and you're going to be learning how to write like a person from that particular major or career field. So you're learning how to write like a nurse, or you're learning how to write like a biologist, or whatever it is, a business person. Participation, as I said, is what's going to make or break you. So just be doing your stuff. I mean, it's really like, it's 7 weeks. Read the stuff, watch the video, do the discussions, turn in your papers, everyone gets an A. Bam! Easy. Everyone gets an A. All right. Just in case you didn't know, we do not do plus and minus grades at Northwest, so it's just A, B, C, D, F. And yes, I do tend to round up, but typically that's not really needed. But if you're at like an 89.5 or something, I will round that up. All right, so just to give a little more information about what we mean when we say writing as engagement. So when we say writing as engagement, what we mean is that in order to truly engage in a particular community, you must learn to write in ways that are effective for that community. And not just writing, but communication in general. You have to learn to talk like, to write like a historian or a doctor or a farmer, whatever it is. You have to learn to write like the people in that community. In Composition 1, you investigated and began learning to write appropriately for the academic community. In this class, we will investigate and begin to learn to write appropriately for another community, namely your major or career field. So whatever career you're going into. For example, if you're a nursing student, you will investigate what it means to write like a nurse and what genres nurses tend to write, etc. The word genre here is in italics and bold because I don't expect that to be a word that you really understand, at least in the ways that we're going to talk about it in this class. So that's one of the sort of vocabulary words that you will learn through this class if you haven't already. I assume that many of you, if you took Composition 1 from us here at Northwest, that you talked about genres in that class as well. And so you have a good baseline of understanding of what we mean by the word genre. If you took Composition 1 somewhere else, you might have not talked about the word genre in the ways we talk about it here at all. So if that's a brand new word to you, or when you hear that word, all you think about is like different types of novels or different types of movies or music genres, that's perfectly fine. You will get a more writing-centered definition of that word as we go along. So keep that in mind. So in this class, you will begin to understand more fully that every community uses writing in different ways and that there is no universal standard of good writing. You must learn to adapt your writing knowledge for every community that you write for and every genre you write. We will investigate what that means to you personally for your future writing. We will get to the writing projects in more details later, but just remember that every single week we'll have a writing assignment. And if you look under assignments right now, you will see what those assignments are, depending on when you are watching this video, of course. If you're watching this video at the very beginning of the start of this class, then everything will already be there. If you're watching this video a month ahead, because I'm about to post it, then it's not going to be there yet. So just keep that in mind. But if you click on assignments, you can see all the assignment prompts. If you click on discussions, you will see all of the discussions you have to do and when they're due. If you're on the front page, you just scroll down and you will see them all listed right there. And then I will talk more about in my videos for each week. I will talk more about the assignments that are due those weeks. Class discussion, of course, we will have some of those discussions online. Attendance in an online class, there's no attendance per se, but you are required to actively engage in the course site and make your presence visible. I can see on Canvas when you last logged in. So if I click on people, I will see when your last login is, and I will also see how many minutes you have been logged in, or hours if you've been on there for a long time. So I can tell if by the end of the course you have, you've only been on there for 7 minutes. That's gonna damage your participation grade. Or if you've been on there, if you haven't been on there since week 1, that's gonna damage your participation grade. All right, late policy is important. So unless you have worked out a prior arrangement with me, all assignments are due on the date and time specified. I am generous about giving extensions if they are asked for, but papers turned in late with no word to me will not be graded or even read. So this is like preparation for the real world. If you had a job and your boss told you that a thing was due to her at a certain time on a certain day, and you just didn't give it to her, you would be in trouble. If she is a generous and kind and, respectful kind of person, if something comes up and you don't think you're going to finish it in time and you ask her, hey, can I turn this in tomorrow because I am really swamped with this other stuff, she's probably going to say yes, right? But if you just don't turn it in, you're going to be in trouble at that workplace. You're at least going to get a talking to. Okay, so this is preparation for the real world. If you need extra time, just ask me for extra time and I will grant it to you. Do not just turn it in late and expect me to read it. Okay? I don't feel like that's harsh. I'm really very generous about giving you extensions if you ask for them. I'm just trying to prepare you for the real world. All right, anyway, let's wrap this up. There's no final exam. Your reflection essay is the last thing you will do. You're expected to check your university email account. I won't really send very many emails personally to you. I will use the announcements instead. But of course, if you email me, then that's how I will get back to you. But there's a lot of other emails that you might get from the university, so you need to be checking that email often. Code of academic integrity, we have a very strict, I don't know if it's strict, but we have a plagiarism policy, and you can read it here. Yeah, so of course, you'll get in trouble if you plagiarize. Just write your own stuff. Not that hard, just write your own stuff. So special accommodations, if you need disabilities accommodations, here's some information about how to get a hold of those people. If you have accommodations already, you can give those to me. Just email me and show me your paper. I don't think that there's anything in this class that would need accommodations, simply because like most of the accommodations that I often see are like extra time on tests when we don't have any tests, or extra time to finish papers, which if you need extra time, you can just ask for an extension. So it's, I don't know. Anyway, but if there's something else that you need for your accommodations, just obviously just let me know. Yeah, all of this. Don't discriminate and don't harass each other. FERPA, you may have seen this before. This really just means that I am not allowed to talk to anyone but you about your performance in this class. Not your parents, not your roommate, not your brother, not your boyfriend, nobody. Only you. Unless you give specific permission, and that's through a special form that you have to fill out and sign and all that, and you have to go through the whole thing there. All right, so then we have the calendar. This will tell you the readings for each week and the papers that are due when the papers are due. So, but of course you can see all of that on, of course, on Canvas. All right, so that is the syllabus and Canvas. So if you have any questions about any of that, feel free to email me, especially if it's before class starts. If you email me like before June 4th, if you see this and you email me before then, I will answer you right away. Once we get into the course, the actual weeks of the course, that's when I will be at the horse camp. And so it might take me a little bit longer, but again, I really will always answer you within 24 hours. So, so you will always get answers back right away. Anyway, so this I think is a really good course. I think even though there's a lot of people who don't necessarily like to take writing classes and don't really find writing to be the most fun, most people think that they gain something useful from taking this class. And I try my best to make it really very useful and one that's not going to ruin your grade, right? So the grading is just work hard and you'll all get an A. And I really do hope that everyone gets an A. And then it's a class that will teach you some really good things about how to write like the people in your career field. And I hope that you find that something useful and that this doesn't feel like a waste of time to you. So anyway, I guess that's it. So I hope you enjoy this class. Email me often if you need it. Just remember, again, every week there's a video to watch, there's a reading to do, and there's some sort of writing. And if you do all of that and you keep up on it and you turn everything in on time, then you will get your A. And that will be that. So anyway, that will be it. And I will, I was going to say I will see you again next time, but I won't probably see you at all. But I will communicate with you again soon. All right. Bye.